Hi, welcome back to Mountain Jim Card Collectibles. And today I'm just putting out a red flag warning about eBay. And if you're selling, low end cards on eBay, like 99-cent cards where you charge the buyer for shipping, and they have to pay, a state tax usually on top of that. But the issue that I have with eBay is the fact that you can go on YouTube and elsewhere, and they really hype it up that it's the place to sell, collectibles, low end collectibles, whatever. But when you dig into the numbers of what they do to someone who sells a 99-cent card, where they expect the buyer to pay for shipping and tax on top of it, you begin to question the morality of eBay. Meaning, who and what is eBay really about? And I just want to put this out there. I believe eBay is a company that's focused more on stockholders and shareholders than, say, sellers and buyers on their platform. I think the sellers and buyers on the eBay platform are really just pawns for the most part, to attract the big shareholders, stockholders to purchase more eBay stock. And the reason I keep looking at it that way is, I've sold a lot of low-end sports cards on eBay, but lately when I sell a low-end sports card on eBay for say 99 cents plus shipping, I always get a bill for it anymore. Like they expect me, to use my credit card to pay for it. And so if you're selling low-end sports cards on eBay, I probably wouldn't do it. You're going to have to mark them way up to probably at least, $1.99, if not more, so that it's worth your while. And the reason why it's really not worth your while is we're going to dig into some of these terms. Okay, so when you're on eBay, you're actually doing like a kind of a hybrid form of consignment for the most part, for the fact that eBay lets you keep the items at your home or warehouse or wherever you sell your items. But just like a car lot, if I took my car up to a car lot and said, okay, I want you guys to sell it for this much. Well, that's really a legitimate consignment, where the car lot owner has my item that they're going to sell. They're really working, to try and sell it for the most part. Some car lots that I know of have limits for consignment to maybe 1 month. But what I've noticed about, car lots where I live, if they do consignment, they're really fair, to the individual who is, selling the car. They give them the lion's share of profits. Now, the issue that I have with eBay is they tend to believe that, I guess, that we are kind of like forced labor for them. Why does eBay have to do anything at all? They have the website, they have a few people working it, they have the AI. So obviously they believe that they're entitled to more of your money from you selling your own products than you are. And this is what I don't understand about people hyping up eBay. If you're going to sell low-end cards, I guess, for 99 cents, I'd probably go elsewhere. I'm not exactly sure, because I've tried selling them elsewhere. You just don't get a lot of those sales. But at this point, you'd have to be an idiot to keep selling 99-cent cards on eBay. Just like me, whenever I sell one, all of a sudden I have another bill I have to put on my credit card. And it's the supposed shipping that I honestly don't understand why eBay does it this way. Why don't they just take the shipping out and give me what's left, rather than having me, giving me a little bit of money so I can turn around and pay shipping. So the issue that I really, am angry about is this right here. So first off, let's go over some terms that, I want to point my finger at eBay and probably say that, well, this is likely who you're really dealing with. And we have some descriptive phrases from our good friends at Google Gemini AI Overview. This is the real deal, for what eBay is. There is no specific widely known term for a consignor who takes the lion's share of profits, but you can use descriptive phrases or general terms for greed to convey the idea. Consignment agreements are typically negotiated contracts, so such an arrangement is seen as unfavorable rather than as a specific type of person. So when you look at eBay, I want you to look at them for what they truly are. A predatory or exploitive consignor. This clearly communicates that the consignor is taking advantage of the consignee. Yeah, big time. A consignor with lopsided or one-sided terms. Yeah. This focuses on the unfair structure of the agreement itself rather than the consignor's character. And I love this one, a shark consignor. While not a standard term, calling them a shark in negotiation is a common way to describe someone who is ruthless and drives a hard bargain. Yeah. And then we have general terms for greedy people, opportunistic, money grubber, avaricious, and mercenary. Is that what eBay truly is? Because I tend to believe that is the true face of eBay. This is how they make their money so they can keep getting, all the stock money dollars from their shareholders. By just ripping people like us off. Maybe I should spend all my money buying eBay stock, huh? Because I'm guessing eBay would cater to me more as a shareholder than as a seller or buyer on their platform. And then, of course, we have to look at this chart. But this chart really shows the truth of, what eBay is. They're a shark. They're greedy. They don't care about you as a seller. They really don't. I feel like when I get a 99-cent sale anymore, it is forced labor. Right here, this is a very important thing to look at. Select collectibles category. Comic books and memorabilia, non-sport trading cards, sports trading cards, and, TCG basically, trading card games. First 250 listings free per month and 35 cents per listing, okay? But here's the thing, is they are charging you, from what I have found, and it doesn't say it here, and this is why I really feel like this is a scam. They're charging people a 35-cent flat fee when their stuff sells. And that's the way that the math works out. So they have a 13.25%, fee that they put on there. But this is really where I feel like this chart isn't telling you the truth at eBay. This chart is a lie. And that's because anything that is under, what is it, like $10 or under, something like that, or $20 under, you have to pay an added 35-cent charge when you get the sale. Okay, so they give you a 35-cent flat charge. They then charge you 13.25%, and then they make you repay for the shipping, because for one reason or not, they've decided that's how they want to do it, which to me is ridiculous. So I keep getting these basically bills on my credit card constantly when I sell like 99-cent low-end cards. It's such a joke, But for them not telling you the truth about this, it's quite disheartening. So the way that I solve that too is because eBay tries to hide this stuff so much that it becomes like a puzzle to figure out. Here it is, solved, high fees. So hard to make money now. 35-cent listing fee, 12.35% final fee, and a new 30-cent per item surcharge. Yeah, it is out of control at eBay. So if you're scratching your head going, why am I not making money? Well, that 12.35 is actually wrong. It should be 13.25. Yeah. Because when you do the math, that's what it comes out to. And I can show you the math on one of my recent sales. So they charge you 13.25% and a 35-cent fee when your item sells. And it just, like I said, it just feels like forced labor. And they're not open about it. You have to dig and dig and dig to find this stuff out, you know. And so you begin to ask yourself, who's getting the best deal on this sale? Clearly the buyer is, for the most part, and eBay. The seller is getting the very, very worst end of this whole agreement. And all you have to do is look at this recent sale, okay? So this is a sale that I sold the card for 99 cents, okay? So there, you can see it, 99 cents, okay? The buyer paid 74 cents plus 12-cent sales tax for a total of 185, okay? Now, this is where I feel like this almost feels criminal, because they are not being very open about their fees. They are hiding it, okay? They really are. So from that $1.85, 12 cents goes to the state where it was shipped to, okay? They then take out another 55 cents, okay? Now, that's atrocious. When you go to ship the thing, you know, as a buyer, I have to pay for the stupid, you know, label, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's just another part of the eBay scam. eBay could set it up to where I don't have to do that. But that's the way they set it up, you know. And so they get their 55 cent, you know, charge. And I went over that, you know, because of their 35-cent flat fee, and then, you know, their 13.25%, you know, final fee and all this and that. I mean, and so they take the lion's share of the profit, which honestly, that 55 cents should go to you. And all that they leave you with is 44 cents. And that's because they sent me $1.18 into my bank account, and now they expect me to use my credit card to pay the shipping fee, which is absolutely ridiculous. eBay will still basically eat your lunch and take the profit, most of the profit, for themselves. And so what's the deal here? Well, I have to spend money for the shipping, you know, the envelope, this and that, label, whatever. I have to get to the post office and it has to be shipped correctly. What is eBay doing here? Well, you know, they're sitting on their butt, being the big shark in the room, being the big grift artist, being the person who takes advantage of other people, working more for, like I said, the shareholders and stockholders than the sellers or even the buyers. It doesn't make any sense, you know. And for all these people to constantly hype up eBay like it's some great place to sell on, it's really not that great anymore at all. I mean, you're doing all this work and they're not paying you for it anymore. They act like they're doing all the work. But what are they doing? I'm the one that puts in all the stuff on their website, you know. I don't see them entering all that information on the card. I'm the one who manages it, you know. And when it sells, they act like they deserve the lion's share. And I just don't think they do. And I feel like laws need to be made so this stuff stops. So how do you feel about eBay at this point? Do you just think they're, you know, just a bunch of scam artists, con artists, grifters, predators, sharks? Yeah, you might get some bigger sales here and there, you know, that makes up for it. But that's the thing is, I'm going to let you know, don't sell any 99-cent cards on eBay, you know, because they're just going to keep throwing you in this boat. It's just like, oh, you sold a card. Guess what? You get a bill, you know, and that is the big thing too, is eBay could set that up differently to where they take the shipping out and then just leave you with what's left. And that would make my life easier. So I wouldn't get a bill. And maybe I'm not getting that much, but once again, it's just eBay scamming and scheming their way and treating all these people like forced labor for the most part. I wish it would stop. Anyway, I'd like to thank my subscribers. You're awesome. If you're a viewer, please subscribe. It's 100% free, and it will greatly help out this channel. Anyway, I'm out of here. Bye.